So it turns out that both the mother and the murder victim worked here at the hospital.
I know. The mother was a nurse. The girl who was killed was a second-year resident.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you knew them?
Not personally, but I know people who worked with them. Said they were nice people, bright, friendly. They were planning on starting a practice together, you know. The mother was going to nurse, the daughter was going to be a doctor.
Uh-huh.
Catherine, the girl, was leaving a cafe, and Luther Scholes saw her get into a car. He kidnapped her and murdered her.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we were pretty shook up here. The mother, Carol, has a great reputation. She was devastated. She quit her job and put all her energy into making sure Luther Scholes was brought to justice.
It's a rough road.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was made rougher by what happened last night.
You can only imagine what's going through their heads right now, you know?
Hi, Carol. I'm Peggy Fowler from St. Joseph's. I don't mean to disturb you, but I just wanted you to know if you needed any help during this difficult time, someone to talk to. Hi, Mr. Singletary.
Psychiatrist.
Hey, St. Joseph's.
You know, they still speak so fondly of you at the hospital.
Would you like to come in?
Sure.
No, actually, now is not a good time for me. I was just about to head out to the store.
I'm sure it can wait, honey. After all, Dr. Fowler's driven all the way out
No,
here.
I do appreciate that, but I'm right in the middle of making dinner, and I just needed a few things.
Okay, I understand. I don't mean to interrupt, but you have my number.
Yes.
Call me. I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I talked to Mr. Campbell. He's using the time to file motions to get you a stay.
Ma, the man's an idiot. He shouldn't even be allowed in a courtroom, let alone try a case. He ain't been able to do anything up to now. What makes you think this...
God has stopped it, Luther.
Don't start again,
He heard our
Ma.
prayers and saw fit to take pity on you. You've been given this great miracle. Might help you to actually do something with it.
Yeah. Follow God's path to wealth and happiness like you, huh?
Hey,
Hey,
just came from a press conference at the prison. They announced the results of Luther Scholes' blood test. None of lethal drugs were found in his system.
none?
Not a trace. Did you find anything?
Few cases of botched executions involving lethal injections. Most were drug addicts, which means they either couldn't find a vein or when they did, the drugs didn't circulate properly.
Oh, hang on a second. Father Perry said Luther Scholes wasn't a drug addict.
That's right. So I found some cases where the drugs clogged the IV lines.
What do you mean clogged?
You don't flush the line in between injections, the drugs can mix in the tubing, which causes them to crystallize.
Let me guess. Luther Scholes' IVs were flushed. So either there's a serious mistake here and the primary and the backup drugs were tampered with. Or something else is going on.
Hey, Officer Jimmy McKnight. How's the weather outside, man?
Another hot one today.
Yeah?
Lots of sun.
Picnic weather, huh?
Driving in today, some kids broke open a fire hydrant, flooded the streets.
What'd you do? You arrest them?
Didn't want to get this nice uniform all wet.
Nice visit with your ma today.
What's up, Screw?
Must be going through that, what do you call it? Deja vu. You know, can't imagine having to go through the last week of my life twice. Holding cell, death watch, last meal, and then tie down. Man, having to get strapped to that table and take the big jab all over again. Ooh.
Don't worry me none. Like my ma said, God ain't gonna let that happen. Gonna make sure you hacks screw it up again.
Yeah? They don't do it right. Maybe I'll take care of it myself.
You?
Do it the old-fashioned way. The right way. None of this humane crap.
What are you gonna do? You gonna shoot me with your shiny little pop gun over there? Huh? Let me tell you something, Hank. Shooting little paper targets is a whole lot different than the real thing. You probably shake so much you shoot yourself in the foot just pulling it out of your holster.
Yeah, there's one way to find out.
What are you waiting on? Go on. Shoot me. Huh? Big macho man, big boy. See what I tell you? Look at you, shaking. Like you about to bust out crying.
Hey, what are you doing? Decker! No! Get him out of here!
So I turned around, the dude's got his gun aimed right at me. And this crazy look on his face. I mean, I always knew the guy was whack, but this is way off dial. With that gun head in the jam.
Officer Deck has been relieved of his duty. They're conducting investigations, pressing charges against him.
No kidding. And that's something to live for.
Luther, I spoke with one of the guards. They say that Decker's gun checked out. It was clean and in perfect working condition. Absolutely no reason for it to jam.
What can I tell you? Maybe there is something to what my mom's been saying.
Maybe there is. And if I was you, I'd be wondering why. Why have I been spared a second time now?
Oh, take it easy, Padre. I'm only joking. The gun jam, man, it happens. Lucky break.
What if it's more than luck? First the execution, now this.
Oh, God don't care what goes on in here, Father. And no offense. He don't care much what goes on in the outside world either. For what I've seen my whole life, you're on your own. And if you're poor, it's even worse. One mistake, you end up here. No fair trial, no decent lawyer.
What a mistake.
Declan.
Is that what you call what you did to her?
But I was only trying to rob her. She's the one who put up the fight.
And then you shot her.
She should have given me the money.
It's not a mistake, Luther. That's murder.
Declan.
Come on, man. If I was some Hollywood millionaire, some pro ball player, I'd be out on the golf course right now chipping up to the green.
All right, that's enough.
Fine. Makes no difference to me. I didn't ask for this visit anyway.
I felt bad about yesterday.
Yeah, it's okay. I understand.
And we've both been so angry. There isn't a day goes by we don't wake up or go to bed without thinking about her. Catherine filled the house. Her laughter was... she had the most infectious laugh. When she was in med school, she'd come home weekends and holidays and she'd write these little notes, dozens of them, and hide them all over the house. And so for the next few weeks, we'd find them. Guess who, love you. Simple little things, really, but...
She sounds like a wonderful person.
We've been counting the days to Luther Skull's execution. Always thought it would, somehow bring closure. I'm not so sure anymore.
I told you he couldn't do it. If he was a good lawyer, he wouldn't be a public defender.
He said he's still gonna try a few more avenues.
Avenues? Ma, the guy's done nothing. Nothing. Nothing but feed you a bunch of garbage since day one. Don't cry, Ma. You know I don't like it when you go and get all emotional.
Well, I don't like seeing you in here. My only child locked up like an animal.
Yeah, well, don't worry. You won't have to see me in here much longer.
Why do you talk to me like that? How can you be so hurtful?
Look, I'm just stating the facts, Ma. Don't go getting all riled up on me.
I'm your mother, Luther. I love you. You're the light of my life. Everything I do is for you.
Yeah? Is that why? All the jobs, Ma? All the moving around from place to place? All the different men? Huh? Did you do that all for me?
I did the best I could.
Yeah? Well, look what it got you.
What's going on?
Hey, honey.
Oh, your husband was showing me photographs of Catherine. She's lovely. And she was a musician as well?
Oboe, her stress buster from medical school. Played with a local ensemble. She'd actually do arrangements of her own of classical pieces for the group. Oh, Carol sent a